Hey, it's Deborah Poneman, founder of Yes to Success Seminars, where we offer knowledge and tools for you to live true inner and outer success. And I'm going to start out today with a little bit of trivia. Did you know that in 2007, I co-authored a Chicken Soup for the Soul book? And it was no ordinary chicken soup book. It was Chicken Soup for the American Idol Soul. And in order to write it, I had to interview the judges, the producers, the directors, Ricky Minor, the band leader, the makeup artist, the stylist, and of course, the contestants from Carrie Underwood to Fantasia, from Jordan Sparks to my favorite, Clay Aiken. Darn, I still think he should have won in season 2, but I digress. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. So today I was doing a search for the word visualization in my Microsoft Word, and I found one of the stories I had written. And I thought that it held a very profound lesson about how visualization works. So I decided that I wanted to read you this story for today's Success Saturday. And you're going to love it. And it's called Thousands Shouting My Name. And it's by season 2, Carmen Rasmussen. Okay, so here we go. I have it over here. My mom had always told me to visualize anything you want to happen, Carmen. All you have to do is to first see it in your mind. I knew she was right, but honestly, there are just so many times that you can hear the visualization lecture without wanting to run screaming from the room, or at least change the subject. When I was a freshman in high school, my mom and dad took me to see the Dixie Chicks at the Delta Center. During the concert, the Dixie Chicks said, "We want to tell all of you out there to never give up on your dreams. Just see yourself doing whatever it is you dream about, and one day that dream will be yours." I turned to my mom and I said, "One day I'll be singing in the same place and thousands of people will be shouting my name." True to style, my mom told me that I had to visualize it. And that's what I started to do every night before I went to bed. When we heard about the American Idol auditions, my mom immediately said, "You're meant to do this." So I participated in a contest that was held in Salt Lake City at the Fox 13 studios for a guaranteed audition for Idol with all expenses paid to LA. It didn't mean that the winner would even get past the first judge, but it did mean that he or she wouldn't have to camp out waiting in line. "I'm so nervous," I said as we pulled up to the Fox studio. "Carmen," my mom said as we got out of the car, "you're going to win this contest and you're going to LA. I know it's your destiny." 1 hour later, I was announced as the winner out of 200 contenders for the Salt Lake City Idol contest, and I was on my way home to pack up and hop on an airplane. I sailed through my first audition in front of a senior producer and my next in front of executive producer Ken Warwick. Then it was on to the big 3, which turned out to be the big 2 because Randy was away filming a Krispy Kreme donut commercial. The big 2, by the way, were Simon and Paula back then. That day, I got my golden ticket to Hollywood. Hollywood week was intense. Since I was only 17, my mom had to be there, and I was happy about that since she was always positive that I was going all the way. Not an ounce of doubt in her mind. Imagine her surprise when I was out on my 3rd audition the day before they decided on the final 32. My mom put her arm around me as I was going in for that fateful audition and whispered, "I'll be visualizing for you." They had us in lines of 20 and said, "Will everyone in the first line please step forward? Congratulations, you're going through. Second line, please step forward." When I looked at my line, I knew it was over. I was in a line with everyone who had forgotten their words or had messed up in some other way, and I was right. Congratulations for making it this far, but unfortunately, and that was that. It was November of 2002. "I don't get it," I cried back in our hotel room while we packed this time for home. "Did you visualize yourself making it?" my mom asked. Yes, and obviously it doesn't work, and I don't want to talk about it ever again. I think my mom was actually in kind of a shock. For her, it was like knowing every day of your life that your hair is blonde and then waking up one morning and it's blue. So Miss Fox 13, Salt Lake City, came home, applied to BYU, and started planning a different life. My mom, however, picked herself up from her blue hair moment and told me she still believed that I was going to be in the top 12. She believed it so much that every time a FedEx truck passed our house, she fully expected that it was going to stop and deliver a letter from the producers apologizing for having made a horrible mistake and begging me to come back. 3 months passed, and that familiar sound of the American Idol theme song began to fill our house every Tuesday and Wednesday night. I couldn't stand it. Whenever I heard that music, I felt like I was supposed to be on that show. So I would walk out and go sulk in my room while my 9-year-old sister was busy calling in and voting for Kimberly Caldwell. Soon, there were only a few weeks left until the top 12 were chosen. I forced myself to sit down one night and watch as the contestants screamed and jump up and down when they were told that they had made it into the finals. My mother's words rang in my ears. One of the most powerful forms of visualization is acting as if. See the images, hear the sounds, act out what it would feel like if you achieved your dream, and see what happens. Getting up from the couch, I walked into my parents' bathroom. I stood in front of the mirror for a while, staring at my disappointed reflection. Then I started to smile bigger and bigger. Then I clapped my hands up and down, and I jumped up and down in excitement, screaming, I made it. I made it into the top 12. I'm going to sing on TV in front of millions of people. And I felt the excitement in every fiber. And I swear, although I was just acting, I knew something had shifted. I can't explain what it was, but I was so elated for no real reason whatsoever. 2 weeks later, my mom was going out when the phone rang. She was on for longer than usual, so I went in to see who she was talking to. She was grinning from ear to ear and kept saying, okay, all right, okay, all right. I could almost taste her excitement. Finally, she hung up the phone. Who was that? I asked. Guess, she said, with the cutest Cheshire cat grin on her face. Who, Mom? Come on. Guess, she repeated, doing a little jumping up and down thing and grabbing my hands. Who, Mom, who? Now I'm jumping up and down with her and squeezing her hands as she just kept repeating, you have to guess. I knew it had to be someone amazing because even for my mom, this was no normal amount of excitement. Finally, she shouted, it was Ken Warwick, the producer from American Idol. They want you back. You've been picked to be on the wild card show. You leave for LA in the morning. It was now February of 2003. I slowly turned to look at myself in the mirror and started screaming and clapping. I get all emotional because I was there. And actually, I was there when she told me the story. And clapping and jumping up and down exactly as I had acted it out just 2 weeks before, only now I wasn't acting. I was really, truly going on the show and singing in front of millions. And 1 week later, I sat on the bench during the results show and I heard Simon Cowell say, and the person I pick for the top 12 is Carmen. It was one of the most exhilarating moments of my life as I stood up and joined the other 11 contestants and looked over at my mom. At that moment, something passed between us. But that's not the end of my story, because after I came in number 6 and the famous Clay versus Ruben finale ended with Ruben taking the crown, we began our 40-city American Idol live tour. And I know that I will never forget the night that I took the stage at the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, and thousands of people were shouting my name. And that, my friends, is the power of visualization, or specifically acting as if. It's a powerful technique because, as we know, everything is energy. So I send you my love, and I'll see you next week.